still check the parking lot before I lock up now. Every single time. I worked the overnight shift at a budget motel off Route 9 for about 8 months. It was exactly as boring as it sounds. Check in the occasional late arrival, answer the phone maybe twice, watch whatever was on TV. The hardest part was staying awake. Most nights, nobody came in after midnight. The guy first showed up on a Wednesday around 1 a.m. He didn't come inside. He parked in the far corner of the lot, past where our rooms ended, near the fence that separated us from the empty lot next door. I only noticed because I was looking out the window, just zoning out. He sat in his car for maybe 20 minutes, then left. I didn't think much of it. People pull over to sleep, to make phone calls, whatever. He came back Friday night. Same spot. This time he stayed longer, maybe 40 minutes. His car was angled so the headlights weren't pointing at the building, but I could see the silhouette of someone in the driver's seat. At one point I thought he was looking toward the office, but it was too dark to tell. Saturday night he was there again. That's when I started feeling off about it. Same car, same spot, same time, a little after 1 a.m. He never got out. Never came inside. Just sat there in the dark. I told myself maybe he worked nearby and took his breaks in our lot. People do weird stuff on night shifts. I get it. But then I realized he always parked where he could see the front office. The angle was deliberate. Sunday night I didn't see him and I felt relieved. I thought maybe it was over, whatever it was. Then around 2:30 a.m., I went out back to drag the trash cans to the dumpster. That's when I saw his car. He'd parked on the side of the building this time, in the shadows between the street lights. Backed into the space. I couldn't see inside, but I knew someone was in there. I went back in and locked the door. I didn't take the trash out. Monday I mentioned it to my manager. She said if he wasn't bothering anyone, there wasn't much we could do. She suggested I write down the license plate if he came back. So I did. Tuesday night, 1:15 a.m., he was back in the far corner. I wrote it down. I thought about calling the police, but for what? A guy sitting in a parking lot? Wednesday night he didn't park. He walked past the building. Slowly. He went all the way to the end of the lot, turned around and walked back. He was wearing a jacket with the hood up even though it wasn't cold. I watched him from the desk. When he got near the office windows he slowed down. Didn't look directly at me. Just slowed down. Then kept walking to his car and left. That's when I started keeping a tire iron under the desk. Thursday I came in for my shift and there was a note in the log from the evening clerk. A guest in room 18 had complained that someone knocked on her door around 11 p.m. and then just stood outside her window for a while. She'd called the office but no one came. The evening clerk hadn't seen anyone. Room 18 was on the side of the building, where he'd parked in the shadows. I called the non-emergency police line that night. Told them everything. They said they'd send someone by on patrol. Around 3 a.m. a cop came in, took down the plate number, looked around the lot. He told me to call 911 if the guy came back and approached the building or tried to come inside. Friday night, I watched the lot from the moment my shift started. He didn't show. Saturday night I was starting to think maybe the cop visit had scared him off. Then at 2:45 a.m. I saw him. Not in his car. On foot. Walking up from the direction of the empty lot, along the fence line where there were no lights. He crossed into our parking lot and walked directly toward the office. I locked the door. Called 911. Told them someone was approaching the building and I'd called about him before. He didn't try the door. He just stood outside the window. 15 feet away. His hands were in his jacket pockets. He was staring right at me. Not angry, not yelling. Just looking. His face was completely calm. I stayed on the line with the dispatcher. I didn't move. Neither did he. It felt like forever, but it was probably 4 minutes before I saw the patrol lights coming down the access road. The guy turned, saw them, and walked away quickly. Not running. Just walking with purpose back toward the fence line. The cop got out and went after him. I stayed inside. They didn't catch him that night. He'd cut through the empty lot and disappeared into the neighborhood behind it. But they had enough to issue a trespass warning and patrol the area more regularly. The police told me later that my call wasn't the first. 2 other businesses within a mile had reported a similar guy lingering in their parking lots over the past few weeks. Always late night. Always watching. I finished out my 2 weeks and quit. My manager understood. The thing that bothers me most isn't that he was there. It's how long he'd been watching before I really noticed. How many times he'd been in that lot while I sat inside, completely unaware. How he learned my routine. What he was waiting for. And I still don't know what would have happened if I hadn't started paying attention.